You'll have to keep after her about her piano lessons. She never practices unless you make her. And on Tuesdays, she goes over to Jackie's or Carol's, or they come over here after school.
I know.
You always used to make fun of my lists. Now that's all that's going to be left of me.
I love you so damn much, Nikki.
Always and always. Isn't that what we used to say?
What we still say.
Is that you, honey?
Yes, Mommy. If you're sleepy.
No. I'm fine, but I just want to look at you. You know that Aunt Laurel, Cousin Danny.
No, Mom.
Well, she'd be like a mother to you, you know.
I don't want another mother.
And Paul, you'll take care of my sister, won't you?
I'll take care of her.
Mommy, I love you. I love you, Mommy.
Atomic Fitness, Cindy speaking. Yes, she's here. Can I? I'll get her.
Did you go see that doctor?
Laurel?
What?
Your sister.
Aisha.
He's in the living room. She went quietly, Mrs. Vega. I'm so sorry.
Oh, God.
Mom? Uncle Paul?
Danny, are you and Aunt Laurel gonna come and live with us?
Our sister Nicole has gone to her rest in the peace of Christ. May the Lord now welcome her to the table of God's children in heaven. With faith and hope in eternal life, let us now assist her with our prayers. Lord Jesus Christ, by your own 3 days in the tomb, you hallowed the graves of all who believe in you, and so made the grave a sign of hope that promises resurrection. Even as it claims our mortal bodies, grant that our sister may sleep here in peace, until you awaken her to glory. For you are the resurrection and the life. Because God has chosen to take our sister Nicole from this life unto himself, we now commit her body to the earth. For we are dust, and unto dust we shall return. Now, for our sister Nicole, let us pray to the Lord Jesus Christ, who said, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me shall live even in death. And whoever lives and believes in me shall never die.
Mom, come on. It's all right. It's all right.
I don't want you here. Get out. Out!
Laurel, come on.
Out!
She was my sister-in-law.
Where do you get the call?
It's all right. It's all right. Okay.
Please
Settle
just
down.
make it.
Paulie, I'm sorry. Look, I just came here to pay my respects. I didn't mean this to
Respect.
happen.
What do you respect?
all right.
Get out.
You're
Get out of
insane.
here.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
All right, I'm going. Paulie, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, at least he didn't bring that bitch with him.
Sorry. I didn't get the question.
Did you have carnal relations with Mr. Vega while he was still married to and living with my client, Laurel Vega?
Carnal relations. Is that like...
Sexual relations. Did you have sexual relations with Mr. Vega at that time?
I might have...
It's a simple question, Mrs. Vega, yes or no. Were you sleeping with Mr. Vega while he was still a married man?
So what if we were consenting adults, right?
Certainly. Now, where were you and my client's husband doing all this consenting? Did you go to motels?
Please.
Is that a no?
That is definitely a no.
So you went to your apartment then?
Sometimes.
Mr. Vega's house?
Sometimes.
Let the record show that Mr. Vega is coaching the witness. You said yes. You went to Mr. Vega's house. Sometimes. Where was Mr. Vega's son while you were doing this consenting in his home?
His son?
Yes, his son, Danny. I believe he's the subject of this custody hearing.
Come on, Paulie, we all know what this is about.
Where was Danny?
How would I know? He wasn't in the room.
Well, I guess we should be grateful for that.
Hey, come on. I'm not the kid's mother.
And you are not going to be.
I want that outburst on the
It
record.
will show on the record. I understand that you're not his mother, Mrs. Vega. What I don't understand is why you think you're fit to be his stepmother when you and Mr. Vega were apparently so busy with your consenting that you didn't even know where the boy was.
Okay.
You were fantastic. You wiped her out.
We got some good stuff on the record, but so did they.
Paul, why are you always so
Conservative.
boring? You smoked her. Why don't you just enjoy it? For 16 years, he never even knew he had a son. He spent every waking hour running around with his big political cronies, every sleeping hour with tramps like the second Mrs. Vega. Now all of a sudden he wants to be a daddy. Oh, God. Is he waiting for us?
One way to find out.
Talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
You'll excuse me, I'll just...
Let's get realistic here, Paulie. You and I both know none of this is doing anyone any good.
Does that mean you're going to drop the action?
I'm not dropping anything. I'm just trying to make a deal here. Cards on the table, Paulie. What does she want?
She wants her son, Jack.
Arson. She wants him, I want him. Got to be a bottom line.
Bottom line, huh?
Yeah, more alimony, more visiting time. What's it going to take? She can't have the house. Melanie and I are living there, but you know me, Paulie, whatever it takes.
Did you ask him?
I'm talking to him now, baby.
Well, how long does it have to take? He's supposed to be such a wizard with his deals and everything. He can't even work this out with his ex-wife.
I'm working on it, baby.
Well, the reason he's not having too much success, Mrs. Vega, is because it's tough to negotiate with a mother about giving up her child. If you'll excuse me.
Look, I know he's her kid, and I'm sure she wants what's best for him. But we can give him so much more than she can.
Well, that's a good point. So maybe we should be talking about increasing the amount of child support that your husband pays.
Look, she's not going to win this thing. We're just offering her a chance to get something out of it.
The court is very reluctant to take a child away from his mother, Mrs. Vega.
Yeah? Well, let's see how reluctant they're going to be when they hear about...
Can they find out what?
Haven't you heard? Danny's been picked up by the police. Something about a stolen car. Now, what kind of a mother...
You're not gonna get my son!
Stupid bitch! Stop acting like a little kid.
All right, no, I'm not gonna do anything. Just do whatever she wants.
All right.
All right.
Everything is under control.
Look, we can't have this kind of thing going
Everything
on in
is
our
under
building.
control. No harm, right, Jack?
That's right, officer, no harm. Go wait outside.
She could have taken my head off.
I should have.
She didn't go. Wait outside.
I just said.
All right, all right.
No, let him go first.
That's mine. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's wait for a few minutes and then we'll go.
If I'd just gotten her 2 inches high.
Hey, it's not funny, all right? All right, maybe it's a little funny, but it's not smart. They can use this crap against you, okay?
Lighten up, Paul. If you can't hit someone like that, who can you hit? We have more depositions tomorrow, all right?
Yep.
You mind dropping me at home?
What do you mean dropping you off? We gotta talk.
Danny?
Yeah, hi. Hey, how'd it go?
Your uncle wants to talk to you.
What's this about you being picked up in a stolen car?
It wasn't stolen.
What was it?
Well, they didn't have permission. It was just...
It was stolen. The cops gonna charge you?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, of course not, because your old man's gonna get it fixed, right? You spend a lot of time with these kids?
Come on, I hardly know them.
No, you know them well enough to ride around in a stolen car with them.
They're just some kids, that's all. I just went with them. It's just no big deal.
Look, Paul, he didn't know they didn't have permission. You don't have to be so hard on him.
No big deal, no big deal. Jack and Melanie are gonna try to kick your brains out with this. They're gonna tell the judge, but she can't be trusted to raise this kid because you can't control him. You wanna move in with your father, Danny?
No way. I'm supposed to stay with him these 2 weeks, and that's the deal. But
Then you better make damn sure that nothing like this ever happens again, because if it does, I guarantee you he's gonna win custody and you're gonna be living with him. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Yes.
You really think they're gonna make a big issue out of this?
I'd make an issue out of it.
Paul, he is not a wild kid. You know that.
I thought I knew it. I gotta go.
You want to stay? Have some dinner?
I have dinner with my daughter.
How is she?
She's not great. Very sad little girl. I spend as much time with her as I can, try to establish some kind of a life.
I've got to go too, Mom. Hey, I'm not going to work this out with Dad. I got to have dinner with him and Melanie.
Well, okay, so it's cottage cheese and a pint of butterscotch Ripple for me, I guess. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Is this thing really going okay, Uncle Paul?
Well, this little joyride of yours certainly doesn't help us, but it would be very unusual for a court to take a child away from his mother.
Dad's such a big shot senator.
Look, what's the worst case scenario here, Danny? Huh? I mean, you move in with him for what, 18 months or so, then you go off to college?
Look, I'm living with him when I have to. It's Christmas, a little bit of the summer, yeah, okay, but I'm not gonna live with him. I don't care what happens. You either win this thing or you don't, but I'm not gonna live with him, Paul. Give Sarah a kiss for me.
Yeah. Be careful on that thing, huh? Aisha, hi, it's me. Listen, have you given Sarah her dinner yet? No, that's great. Look, I got one more stop to make, and then I'll be home, and I'd love to have dinner with her. Yeah, if she gets hungry, let her have I was just going to say that. Let her have an apple. Let me talk to her. Hey, Pumpkin, guess who?
Sausage you want? Sausage!
Can I buy you a drink, Sailor?
How you doing, Counselor?
Terrific. We got 2 more of these, please. Listen, I need a favor. My nephew Danny got busted on a car thing with a bunch of kids.
It's already taken care of. Your brother-in-law got more suck than you got.
Ex-brother-in-law. Yeah, I know he's fixed it, but what about the records? Are there any records on this?
Sure, there's the incident report.
Incident report. Can you make it go away?
Oh, here's the deal.
Nikki's sister loses points for letting this happen, okay? And Jack scores points for cleaning it up.
It never happened.
You're a good man. You can have both of these, all right?
Hey.
Thanks very much. Always a pleasure.
Who's gonna pay for this?
You're paying for it. Otherwise, it's bribery, right? Can I move? Hey, sweetie. How you doing? What you doing?
Fractions are so gross.
Oh, I always thought they were kind of cute.
Beats what I was doing, calculus. And give me a good old-fashioned fraction any day.
She cooks, she does calculus, and look what she's got on.
Something wrong with it?
No, I think it's cool.
Cool?
What, people don't say cool anymore?
People your age? Look, what do you say you and Miss Fraction wash up and I put some food on the table?
Sounds like a plan. Come on. Sleep tight, sweetheart.
Could you leave it on?
I got a better idea. Why don't I just hang out for a while?
Daddy? Got a 98 on my math test.
98? Wow, that's fantastic. See, I don't think I got 98 on all my math tests added up.
Do you think Mommy knows how I'm doing in school?
I know she does, sweetheart. She's just as proud of you as I am.
Because sometimes at school, not just at home, I can feel her watching me.
She'll always be watching over you, but because you carry her with you everywhere you go. Me too. Everywhere we go. For always.
Always and always.
Yeah. Go to sleep.
Okay, good night.
This is Paul Madriani. I'm not here. Please leave a message.
Paul, are you there? Are you there, Paul? Pick up, pick up. Are you there, Paul? Paul, wake up.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Yeah, Paul, it's Clem.
Clem. Yeah, all right, Clem.
I'm at your ex-brother-in-law's house. You better get your ass over here. Somebody killed Melanie Vega.
What?
Just get over here right now.
What time was that?
Wonderful now.
No, ma'am, no. I don't understand. Does he bark a lot?
Hey, I'm sorry, sir, you can't park here. This area's closed down.
Clem, talk.
All right, Frank, but I'm through.
What happened?
Melanie Vega, one shot between the eyes. Hey, where's your sister-in-law?
Laurel? What about Laurel?
No one seems to be able to find her.
Wait a minute. Why would anybody want to find Laurel?
Come on, Paul, if you caught this call, who would you be looking for?
Oh, come on.
Paul Madriani, Dana.
Oh, hey, how you doing? What are you doing here? The Fed's involved in this thing, too?
No. I live a couple blocks over. What's your connection with this?
Jack Vega is my ex-brother-in-law. His wife is the one who was shot, his second wife.
Someone was shot? Do you know if they're dead?
Yeah, I guess they are. It's Mrs. Vega.
Oh, my God.
You know, we just moved in here. This is supposed to be a safe neighborhood.
Well, I'm sure it is. You know, these things happen. It's your brother-in-law's first wife, then.
Nikki's sister, Laurel.
I'm so sorry. I just overheard the police. There's an APB on her. I mean, what do you think? I mean, come on, is she capable of something like this?
No, I can't believe that. They were involved in a very bitter custody battle. Wait a minute. Hey, Clem. She told me she was going out. She was going to go for ice cream or something like that. Maybe that's why they couldn't find her.
No, I'm not arguing with you.
When she gets back, she'll straighten it all out. I better get in there and make sure Danny's all right.
Oh, your nephew, forget it. He's downtown.
They got Danny in custody?
I told you. A couple of detectives went by his mother's apartment to pick her up. She wasn't there. They took the boy in.
He was at his mother's place?
Madriani. Come in.
Jimmy Lama. Well, that explains a lot of things.
What?
He's a cop. I had a run-in with him 4 years ago or so.
Paul got him flopped out of the detectives. He's back now and nasty as ever.
Bastard. I bet he lit up like a Christmas tree when he heard the victim was in litigation with my sister-in-law.
Well, the only thing better is if he could nail this on you.
He'd actually do that?
Jimmy Lama? He hates Paul's guts.
Want to go in and take a look, counselor?
Actually, I was just leaving. I understand you got my nephew in custody downtown.
Oh, he's in pretty good hands. Come on, let's go see what we got here. Nice house. Follow me, counselor. Be best if your client turns herself in.
Look, if she knows anything, she'll cooperate any way she can.
We're not talking witness here. We're talking prime, grade A, #1 suspect.
Wait. You've had the case, what, an hour now?
2, going on 3.
Wow. I bet you left no stone unturned, right, Lama?
Excuse me, guys.
There's a videotape somewhere.
Taking a bath. Pretty, huh? Except for that bullet hole in her head.
Oh, she's just talking to the camera. She didn't get Ian. They didn't give her letter. Angered at it all.
Any powder burns on the body?
Don't know yet, counselor.
Any sign of a struggle?
Don't know yet.
Why are you so sure it was Laurel?
It was her, all right, counselor.
Any sign of forced entry?
Don't know yet.
Because Laurel didn't have a key.
Is that what she says? Didn't she used to live here? Let's go look at some TV.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. It's like no one else is in the house at the time, right? No. Okay.
All right, let's rewind this puppy.
She comes to my house and kills my wife.
Senator.
Where is she? Where is that? Senator, I don't know where she is. Come on, Jack. Laurel couldn't do anything like this. I swear I'll kill her. Hey!
You are not doing yourself any favors right now. Now, we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. We will get her. Well, there's your excitement for the day, counselor. Let's go back to our show. Now, this is tonight, 9:07. What do you think? Think they're good friends?
I don't see Melanie in the bathtub.
Good point, counselor. Keep watching. Now, I can hear those little wheels turning around right now. Your client's on the outside, the deceased is on the inside.
You're the one that's got the videotape. You have her coming back?
I got better. 9:07. Now, if she popped her right there, that's manslaughter. Murder 2, tops.
Heat of passion.
Exactly. Except the people upstairs with the thermometers put the murder at around 11, which means your client went home, got her piece, came back, and knew there was no camera on account of she's the one that broke it in the first place. Now, what do you think, counselor? Premeditation?
Maybe, if she did it. Have you got it on videotape, Mama?
Do I look like a worried man to you, counselor?
Uncle Paul.
Danny, thank God. I went to the police station. I went to your mom's place. Where have you
I was
been?
just riding around. Have you seen my mom?
No, have you?
The cops are looking for her.
I know. Come on inside.
They said my mom shot Melanie.
That's why we've got to talk to her, Danny.
She couldn't do anything like that, Uncle Paul.
Look, I'm sure if we just talk to her, we get the whole thing cleared up, you know?
What's gonna happen to her? Come on, Uncle Paul, I'm not a kid. What's gonna happen to her?
So far, they're just assuming things, you know. If they dig up some evidence, if they think they've got a case, they can put her on trial.
She couldn't do it. She couldn't have done that. She couldn't.
So how come you were at your mom's?
Well, I went to Dad's for dinner, and then he went out, so I split it.
She wasn't home when you got there?
No, I told you, I haven't seen her. And the cops are knocking at the door.
You got no idea where she went?
She was just gone.
She didn't leave you a note?
She didn't know I was coming back.
Now, you'd tell me if you knew anything, Danny, wouldn't you?
Sure.
All right. Come on inside. Come on. Just see what you can find, Danny. I'll be right back.
She was a little upset when she saw you weren't home, so I told her I'd wait for her.
I appreciate it. It's not getting any easier for her.
How about you?
Me either. Walking around in the fog half the time. I tell you, you lose the person you love most in the world. It's pretty tough. And I'm not 10 years old.
Let me get this straight, Mr. Madriani. You still want to contest this custody action, even though your client is a fugitive?
That's right, Your Honor.
I assume that you realize that being a fugitive does not work to your client's benefit as far as winning custody of this child is concerned.
That's a hell of a family you married into, boy chick. Your sister-in-law's husband, boss, anything that moves, leaves his wife for the bimbo du jour, then drags them all through court so he can steal a kid he never even noticed until the day before yesterday. Then your sister-in-law drills the bimbo. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds pretty much like the first Mrs. Vega and the good senator more or less deserve each other.
It's not that simple, Harry.
Ah, when is it ever that simple? We're simple, hence we try and simplify things.
I can't imagine Laurel shooting anybody, right?
Oh, well, watch the Nature Channel. A wolf threatens a nest, that mother quail rips that wolf limb from limb.
Really? A quail?
Well, maybe it wasn't a quail, but you know what I'm saying.
I don't know. I really don't even know Laurel that well. I know she's a terrific mother.
Now, if you had said a terrific shot.
Come on, Harry. Facing a life sentence here.
A life sentence? Only if she's got an idiot for a lawyer. 10 years max, she'll do 5.
Murder 1.
Come again?
They're gonna argue premeditation.
Listen, old Harry, huh? They can argue the world's flat. That don't make it flat.
They got her on videotape. It's pretty flat, Harry.
Listen to me, Paul. I know how tough it's been. First you lose Nikki, try and raise Sarah yourself, and this hit you between the eyes. All I can tell you is you gotta play the cards you're dealt.
Which means what?
Well, it means for the little girl, you stop torturing yourself that you're not her mother. You just be the best damn father you can be. And for the sister-in-law, it means minimize your losses.
You think I should plead her?
Find her, Paulie. Bring her in, cut a deal. If you don't try to beat this thing, you could have her out in time to see your kid graduate college. I say something wrong, where you going?
You said bring her in. You got no idea where she might have gone.
Well, no, we're not that close. I mean, she's the manager and all. It's not like we hung out.
Has she called in?
Yeah, actually, she called in a couple of times, but she didn't say where she was. You know, that's kind of the funny thing.
What?
Well, she didn't really have much of anything to say.
That's because she didn't want to talk to you. She wanted to talk to me.
Atomic Fitness. Cindy? She's in class now. Can I tell who called? Hold on. She won't give her name.
Where are you, Laurel?
Oh, thank God. Don't say my name.
Look, I don't think they've got this phone tapped, all right?
I don't know. I was afraid to call your house or the office. I'm just hoping you'd figure it out.
Now listen to me. You've got to turn yourself in.
Where's Danny?
Danny stayed with me last night. I'm sure Jack's gonna want him home tonight.
Wait, Paul. I don't want him there.
You have no choice in the matter. Do you understand? Now look, I'm going to arrange for you to surrender. After that, we can talk about it.
Listen to me, Paul. I don't want him staying there. Take him to the airport. There's a reservation. I'll have someone meet him.
Are you crazy? Absolutely not. I'm not going to do anything like that.
You're just gonna let Jack have him? How can you do that?
Because Jack is his father. You want to fight that? You come back here and you turn yourself in. Do you understand?
I can't.
Did you kill Melanie?
No.
All right, then. Let me help you, Laurel. Look, I'll get you the best lawyer I can find.
What do you mean, get me a lawyer? You are my lawyer.
No, stupid. Never defended a murder case?
Well, that makes us even. I've never been accused of murder. Paul.
Please. I don't want anyone else.
All right. All right. How the hell can I defend you if you're not even here? Listen to me. I want you to tell me exactly where you are, and then... Laurel? Miss Beaumont.
Paulie, it's Jack. I've got to see you. I'll be in my office all day.
They'll never.
So I told you what it's going to take. You go back to your people. I want this to work out as much as you do. Paulie, glad you're here. Come on in.
Last time I saw you, Jack, you tried to kill me.
That's true. Sorry about that. I flew off the handle. Grief, you know.
Well,
Sam, want a drink?
no.
You know, I was thinking about it. This has nothing to do with you, does it? Laurel, I mean. You married her sister. I married her. What am I PO'd at you for? I know I shouldn't be here in the office a week after my wife died, but what am I going to do? I was going crazy at home.
What did you want to talk to me about, Jack?
Fine. Right. Let's see. Danny. He's at your place, right?
Yeah, he stayed there last night.
Good. Good. I'm glad he had someone he could turn to. Family is very important at a time like this. I want him home tonight.
I don't know if that's what he wants, Jack.
You his lawyer, too?
Come on, the kid's had a tough time.
For dinner, Paulie.
I told him he could have dinner with Sarah.
Fine. No problem. You guys have a nice dinner. Then just drive him by afterward. Thanks for coming by.
Talked to your father today. And he said he wants you home. And he is your father, Danny. I told him I'd drop you by later tonight. Excuse me.
Daddy, what's wrong with Danny?
No, he's having a tough time, but, you know, what happened to Melanie and his mommy being away.
Is she coming back?
Sure, she's coming back.
He should be happy.
Hold it right there. Now
Get down! Get down!
Lord Vega, you have the right to remain silent.
Look, Danny, it's not like we have much choice in this situation. I know you don't get along very well with your father.
He's okay.
Yeah, he is. You know, one of the things we've all got to learn is to accept people for who they are.
Program to bring you a special
Right.
This development just in the Melanie Vega murder. Police in Reno, Nevada have made an arrest.
Laurel Vega, the ex-wife of Senator John H. Vega, was arrested just moments ago in this hotel, where she has been hiding out ever since the shooting of Senator Vega's second wife, Melanie, 2 nights ago. Miss Vega was in a bitter custody battle with the senator over their young son, Danny, when the shooting occurred. She is currently being held in police custody, awaiting a hearing. We'll bring you more as this tragic story unfolds.
Hey.
Thanks for coming, Paul. How have you been?
How have I been?
I put you through a rough couple of days, I guess. Danny's with Jack?
Last night.
Guess it couldn't be helped.
No, it couldn't. We've got a lot to talk about. You're facing a first-degree murder charge.
I didn't kill Melanie.
That's a good start. Now sit down.
I have a friend who'll take Danny. I can make all the arrangements from here.
Forget about it, Laurel. It's not even on the table.
I don't want him in that house.
You should have thought about that before you...
I told you I didn't kill her.
Fine. Let's get started on this, all right?
You don't believe me, do you?
Under the law, you're presumed innocent, okay?
I don't want that. I want to know what you think.
What do I think? They've got you on videotape having an argument with Melanie right there in front of the house. They got you on videotape destroying the security camera, and then you disappear. You take off for Reno in the middle of the night. What do I think? So far, you haven't told me one single thing that helps us.
Yes, I did.
What?
I told you I didn't kill her.
Good. You didn't kill her. Maybe you can help me figure out how to deal with all of this evidence. You can start by telling me exactly what you did that night.
I went to her house, we talked. Okay, argued. Then I left. That's the whole story.
The whole story? That's not even the first page, and you left. Where did you go when you left? Why did you go to Reno?
I'm tired, Paul. If that's not good enough, I'm sorry.
She didn't give me a thing. Looks like she's not even trying to defend herself.
Maybe she's crazy.
If only. What about that? Do we got any chance in an insanity plea?
I don't know. Can pigs fly?
I know it ain't easy, but heat of passion, irresistible impulse, something. I mean, God knows she's not acting rationally now.
Let's examine that for a minute, shall we, boy chick? When they busted her in Reno, she was soaking something in bleach in her motel bathroom.
What?
Hey, you didn't know that, huh? A throw rug.
A rug?
You heard right, a little rug. Which, according to Jack, came from the bathroom where Melanie met her end.
God, she's washing it?
Bleaching it, which puts her in the house, which puts her in enough possession of her faculties to scrub some potentially damaging evidence. So much for your insanity plea. You want more?
You got more?
She had Melanie's compact in her purse.
Oh, that is crazy. What did she take her compact for?
She's your sister-in-law, ask her. I'm just telling you what they've got. There's a nice act we've got here. I talk, you walk out the door.
Hey, this is your idea. I'm gonna go try to minimize our losses. I'm gonna go talk to the DA.
What, do you have any fryers?
gonna cop a plea, we need to have the full rundown.
Carl, how you doing?
Paul,
So, you're handling the Melanie Vega homicide?
and you're representing Laurel Vega.
Look, Carla, we go back a ways. The cards on the table, okay?
I'm holding a full house, Paul.
And I got a client who swears she didn't do it. I mean, I can't even talk to her about a plea. But, you know, I can work on her. You know, why don't you give me something to bring her? Come on, we both know this is not murder one.
You know that. I don't know that.
Mom, she's a wife and a mother. This woman already stole her husband, she stole her house, trying to take away her kid.
You're giving me motive, Paul. How does the motive mitigate the charge?
I'm giving you a woman at the end of her rope.
So she drills the senator's wife.
Oh, is that what this is all about, Carla? Is this political?
It's a murder trial, Paul. Did you ever hear of one that wasn't political? No deals. But thanks for asking. See you in court.
He wanted to stay here. Why can't he stay here?
Because his daddy wanted him to come home.
He's not coming back?
Not for a while, baby.
What about Aunt Laurel?
She'll be here just as soon as she can, I promise.
I don't understand.
Okay, just stop for a second. What don't you understand, sweetie?
First Mommy's gone. Then Danny. Then Aunt Laurel. It's like my whole family's disappearing and they're never coming back.
I know.
Understand.
Nicky.
Ah, this better be good. Friends don't call friends before the sun comes up.
We gotta get to work. I need somebody in the second chair, Harry.
Very early in the morning, enlighten me.
I saw Carla Morgan yesterday. She won't even consider a plea.
Ouch. So you gonna try and win this thing?
Have I got a choice?
Hey, you came to the right guy. I love a good fight. Where do we start?
Talk to the neighbors. Maybe somebody saw something.
Yeah, our client, I'll bet. I'm with you all the way.
You know, I never believed a lawyer should try to get a guilty client off. Make the best deal for him you can, that's all you should do.
This is why other lawyers with less talent have bigger offices. But it's commendable nonetheless.
This is Mrs. Miller.
Ah.
Well, I heard a commotion. Then I saw Mrs. Vega outside. Now, that's the first Mrs. Vega. And she was really going into it, just like she used to with her husband. Of course, it's none of my business. Here you go. Now, it's very hot, so be careful.
Thank you.
Now, where was I?
Mrs. Vega was outside. Could you hear what they were saying?
Oh, yes. I heard her say she would see her in hell. Now, is your tea too hot, Mr. Madriani?
No, it's fine.
Good. I imagine she will.
You mean see her in hell?
Oh, such a pity, too. A very sweet woman.
You mean the second Mrs. Vega?
Oh, heavens no. Oh, the first. You know, I used to watch her teaching that little boy how to ride his bike. Very nice. I imagine he's pretty well grown by now. Oh, no, no, no. Not the second Mrs. Vega, not at all. Imagine leaving your wife for a tramp like that.
Why do you say tramp?
Well, men at all hours. You know, if I see on the television that the senator's going to be in Washington, well, I just know there's going to be goings-on at that home, let me tell you. Unbelievable. Would you like a cookie?
Well, that ain't bad for openers. Miss Melanie had such a complicated social life. Maybe Laurel wasn't the only person in the world that had a motive to kill her. Could have been a jealous lover.
Could be Jack if we found out she was cheating.
Ooh, I like that. Let's not frame anybody yet. It's a good start. Okay, across the street, we have the Merlots.
You know, I tried a case, must have been 12 years ago. About the only defense I had was that there were other suspects that the police hadn't told the jury about.
Did it work?
No. But they were out 3 days before they convicted. Nobody's home. Just slip your card under the door. Second thought, don't bother, Paulie. Nobody lives here.
What are you talking about? I met these people the night of the shooting. They said they just moved in.
And now they moved out. Hi. It's not a clue, Paulie. People move all the time. Come on, we're doing court.
Take a look at this. What? There's the bathroom that she was killed in. I bet you these people saw something.
Laurel, no doubt.
You mean they were so terrified of Laurel, they moved out of a house they just moved into? Besides, Laurel's in custody, right? So where are they? Where are they?
I don't know.
The defense waives the reading of the indictment.
The indictment has been amended, Your Honor. I think we'd better read it.
What do you mean amended?
If you let her read it, Mr. Madriani, we'll find out.
If it's all right with Mr. Madriani, I will just give him the highlights. In the court of et cetera, city, county, count one, that on the night of July 18th, 1996, Laurel Thompson Vega did shoot and kill Melanie Johnson Vega with malice, aforethought, in full knowledge of the consequences, et cetera, et cetera. Let's see. Okay, count two.
Why are there two counts?
It's probably a weapons charge.
May I continue, Your Honor?
That on the night of July 18th, 1996, Laurel Thompson Vega did unlawfully take the life of John Doe.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Melanie Vega was 5 months pregnant, Mr. Madriani. A legally viable fetus. Under the circumstances, Your Honor, multiple murder, the state will be asking for the death penalty.
This way, sir.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm so glad you called.
Me too. Well, I always suspected you federal types lived high on the hog.
Oh, no. No, this place is a legacy from my ex-husband. He knew all the best places to spend his daddy's money.
Obviously, he was a man of very good taste.
Thank you, Henry. We won't be ordering yet. Thanks. So you won't mind if I put this on my tab?
Oh, come on now, this was my idea.
I know, but this place is a bit much. Besides, my ex pays all my bills here. Part of my settlement.
Well, in that case, I think we should drink to your lawyer.
Here. God, it's nice to be with a man who can enjoy something like this.
Hey, what's not to enjoy? Was that a problem with your ex-husband?
Testosterone poisoning, I think, was some sad case.
Yeah, I didn't even know you were divorced.
Over 2 years.
2 years, really? We've been out of touch that long, huh?
We were. Shouldn't have let that happen.
Right. There was something I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh, God, this is going to be business, isn't it?
Just a little. You remember that night outside the Vega house, the night that Melanie was killed? We were talking to this couple, the Merlots.
No.
Oh, you remember. You were on the sidewalk, this couple. The woman got very upset when I told her that Melanie had been shot.
Oh, yes. I do remember a couple there. I don't have the foggiest notion who they were, though. Why?
Oh. Okay.
We still gonna have dinner?
You still gonna pay?
Sort of. Sky's the limit.
There was just something funny about those people.
Who?
The Merlots. I mean, the guy said that they had just moved into the neighborhood. My partner and I canvassed the neighborhood a couple of days later, and the house was empty.
And?
Oh, doesn't that seem odd?
I don't know, I suppose it's a little odd.
Anyway, as long as we're talking business, there's something else I want to ask you. I saw Jack Vega the other day, and he was wheeling and dealing with some of his cronies.
So, you expected him to be in mourning?
I didn't expect him to be wearing a wire.
He told you that?
I saw it underneath his jacket. I mean, let's face it, he's a senator. If he was wearing a wire, he had to be doing it for your people.
Makes sense.
You don't know anything about it. You think you could find out?
I'll ask. I can't promise I can tell you anything if I find out. I mean, is there a reason you need to know?
I'm just looking for reasons why somebody wanted to kill someone in the Vega house. I mean, if Jack was wearing a wire, that means he was cooperating in some kind of investigation. There's probably somebody out there who doesn't like the idea of being cooperated against.
I'll see what I can find out.
Okay.
Paul, is that the reason you asked me to dinner?
Yeah, I guess it is. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize, please. It's my fault. I just assumed that, hoped that it was something a little more social. I'm making a big fool out of myself, aren't I?
Well, maybe just a
Oh,
little.
thank you.
It's very nice. I like it. To tell you the truth, the idea of something more social crossed my mind too, more than once. But I just don't think I'm ready for anything like that. I mean, it hasn't even been a year since Nikki died.
I know. I'm so sorry. How you doing?
You know, we were married for 14 years. Seems like a long time, doesn't it? But it's not. It's not long enough.
You know what I think you need?
What?
Champagne. And what do you think? 2 straws?
Hi. How's she doing?
I think she's still awake. You better get up there. She seems a little down.
Still awake?
Mm-hmm.
Aisha says you're having a tough time.
A little.
Want to talk about it?
Not really.
I think we should talk about it. You miss Mom?
It's not that. I mean, yeah, but it's not that.
Something I did. Because I went out tonight, huh?
You know how you said Mommy will always be with us?
Yeah, she will.
And how come we went out on a date tonight?
Why do you think it was a date?
You could tell when you're getting dressed.
Busted. I had a meeting with a lady, okay? It wasn't really a date. She's a lawyer, and we had business to talk about. And this doesn't really answer your question, does it?
Guess it does.
No, it doesn't. I don't know what's gonna happen, but look at it this way. You're gonna grow up. You're gonna meet somebody, and you're gonna fall in love, right? That doesn't mean you're not gonna love me anymore. Or your mommy, does it? Okay, maybe I'll meet somebody too. But that's not gonna change the way that I love your mommy. Because she's inside. Here. And here. And she's always gonna be there. Always. You understand? Anyway, nothing like that's happened yet. Okay? And if it does, you'll be the first person I'll tell. Kiss you.
Good night.
Good night, sweetheart.
Hey. You may have a bum for a client, but you have one hell of a partner.
Oh, yeah, what do you got?
Mr. and Mrs. Merlo, the mystery neighbors. Mystery number one. Why are they able to move out so easily? Answer, they never bought the house. They were renting.
They were renting in that neighborhood?
From their good old Uncle Sam. Place receives for back taxes, government puts it on the market, rents it out until they can find a buyer.
Did you find out where they went?
Not quite, but I do know where she works.
Really?
Yeah. The more I think about this, the less sense it makes.
I told you you didn't have to come.
You miss this excitement?
Give me a sheet of 32s. Is Kathy Merlo working today?
Kathy doesn't work here anymore. She's
what?
Are you a friend of hers or something?
I'm a lawyer. Look, she's not in any trouble. I just want to talk to her.
What's this about?
I was looking for a friend of mine, Kathy Merlo.
We don't socialize during postal hours.
I wasn't socializing. I was asking.
About an employee?
Well, I don't know. Is she an employee?
If you just fill out form IB 139.
Come on, I don't want to fill out any forms. I'm just...
We can't answer personal questions about personnel.
But I don't know if she is personnel.
In that case, you would fill out form QB 1139.
Telling you that girl knows something about Kathy Merlo. She'd have told us, too, if the supervisor doesn't stick her nose in there.
So what? If you find Kathy Merlo, and if she saw anything, she's gonna tell you she saw Laurel. What the hell good does that do us?
You know, you're a great help to me, Harry. I don't know what I'd do without you.
I'm trying to help you, Paulie. You're in a street fight here. When you're in a street fight, the other guy's got bigger muscles. What do?
You run away.
No, you fight dirty. Meaning in this case, you don't spin your wheels looking for witnesses who could have seen the killing, because what they would have seen is your client.
So what do I look for?
Anything rotten you can find on Melanie Vega. When you can't try the facts, try the victim.
I'm not ready to do that, okay?
Well, call me when you are ready. You're wasting my time, Paulie.
I wonder if I could talk to you for a second.
You got me in trouble.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, but I need your help. My name is Madriani, Paul Madriani. I'm a lawyer. You can keep that. What's your name?
Marcy. Marcy Reed.
Marcy, look, it's real important that I get in touch with Kathy Merlo.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't.
You're a friend of hers, right?
Well, yeah, I guess we're friends. It's just, you know, if I help you out, maybe it'll get her in trouble.
I promise you, you're not going to get her into any trouble. She may have been a witness to something. She might be able to help one of my clients. That's all this is.
I don't think so. Please leave me alone, okay?
The lady says leave her alone, pal.
Hey, pal, look, why don't you just mind your own business, okay?
Hey, mister. Tell Danny Vega to come out. Gotta talk to him.
Danny's not here.
Don't give me this crap, pal.
He's not here, okay? Tell him to get out of the way.
You get that kid out here, or you stay. He's got some of mine, and I want it back.
I can't do anything about that. Now listen to me. Whoever told you that Danny Vega is here is misinformed.
Misinformed. Did you get that? We were misinformed. Well, you are going to be unformed unless...
Everything all right, Mr. Madriani?
Let's go.
Come on in, sir.
Who the hell are you? Where's my daughter?
Are we making too much?
Hi, Daddy. We're making lamb chops.
You didn't eat yet, did you?
No, lamb chops will be fine. How are you?
I see you met Special Agent Charles Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mean to scare you out there, but it looked like you could use some help.
Could we have a word? The three of us? Outside. All right. Who goes first?
Well, it's simple. You were right about Jack Vega. He has negotiated a guilty plea to
Which is sealed.
various counts of corruption as part of the agreement. He's going to cooperate with the investigation.
Which is the wire that you saw.
Okay, here's the tricky part. Who is he cooperating against?
Sorry, that would compromise an ongoing investigation.
Well, then we have a problem, don't we? See, obviously, whoever Jack Vega is cooperating against is a pretty damn good suspect in the murder of Melanie Vega. I need to know who that is.
Paul, we would help you with that if we could.
If I have to, I'll go to the judge for an order.
In that case, we would deny everything, including this meeting tonight.
Is that right? You a lawyer, Mr. Franklin?
Yes, I am.
Well, good. Then you understand that I can subpoena your ass. I can put you on the stand as a witness. I can ask you a bunch of direct questions. Now tell me, are you prepared to perjure yourself to protect this scuzzball?
Paul. Paul. All right. Here is the best that we can do. We will do everything in our power to tie this thing up before your trial is over. If you can get the charges against Jack unsealed by then, is that good enough for you?
You mean I get to tell the jury that Jack Vega is a crook? Well, thank you very much. They know that already, okay? No, that's not good enough. Now listen to me. Laurel Vega's on trial for her life. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to defend her. Do you understand? You go back. You talk to whoever's running this little dog and pony show of yours, and you tell him I need some names. Under the circumstances, maybe we better forget about dinner, huh?
It was very good meeting you, Mr. Madriani. You have a very charming daughter, sir.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
You can go on ahead, Charles. I'm looking.
Okay, I'll wait in the...
No, it's all right. You can go on ahead. I think I'm going to walk home. I don't live too far from here.
It's a nice evening for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll see you later then.
Thanks. beautiful here.
Yeah, we've been very happy here.
Your daughter is so sweet.
Yeah, she's great. She's getting a lot of compliments these days, too.
Well, please apologize to her.
Sure.
We had fun. We kind of hit it off.
Of course, she thought you were here on business.
Would she mind if I wasn't?
Yeah, I think she would, very much, right now.
I understand. It's just that, someday.
Yeah, someday. Maybe.
I'm not asking for a wedding ring, you know.
It's true. Come on, she's just a lawyer. She works for the government.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's possible that for a pretty woman to have a government job, okay? He's an FBI agent.
Daddy.
Anyway, what do you think of her?
She's all right, I guess.
Yeah, she is all right, isn't she? So are you.
I think the person you should be looking at is Jack.
All right, let's look at him. Jack kills Melanie. What's his motive?
Jealousy, isn't that a motive?
Always has been. We got a neighbor who says Melanie was fooling around, right? But there's no way to prove that Jack knew about it.
Of course he knew she was pregnant.
So?
Jack had a vasectomy 12 years ago. So he could play around more. I wasn't supposed to know.
Wow.
Yeah.
But these days, I mean, you can have that reversed, can't you?
Jack, are you kidding?
So Melanie gets pregnant. Jack knows the baby's not his.
Mm-hmm.
Man. You think he could do something like that?
You thought I could? I don't know what he could do.
But you knew there was going to be trouble. That's why you wanted Danny out of the house, right?
Leave Danny out of this.
Come on now. He must have known something was going on. Kids always do.
I said leave him out of it, Paul.
Okay. We're off to a great start here. Well, one thing I gotta do is I gotta track down those neighbors.
What neighbors?
The Merlots, the people next door. They moved out right after the murder. Maybe they saw something.
I'm sure they didn't. I think what you should do is just concentrate on
I want to
Jack.
concentrate on Jack, but there's something fishy about those people.
No, there isn't. Look, I don't want you wasting your time.
You don't want me wasting my time, or you just don't want me to talk to them? Why wouldn't you want me to talk to a potential witness, Laurel?
You son of a bitch. You still don't believe me? You think that I killed her?
I am trying to find out what I'm up against here.
What the hell are you defending me for if you don't know what you're up against? What is this, some damn favor for Nikki?
Laurel, I'm doing the best I can here.
Just get out. I'm gonna get another lawyer.
Are you crazy? You think you're gonna do any better with a stranger? And how the hell are you gonna pay him?
Get out.
All right. I will get out. Guard! What? I'm coming.
Go!
Hey!
Open the door!
All right. I'm coming.
Come on!
Coming!
Where the hell is he?
Where's who?
Danny, what'd you do with him?
He's not here.
Oh, come on.
I left
Danny!
him at your place 2 days ago. I haven't seen him. Be quiet.
Well, he's not at my house, so where the hell is he?
Where he is, Jack. Calm down. Now, come on.
No, Laurel set this up, but she's in jail. She couldn't have done it. It has to be you.
I don't know. What
Danny!
the hell?
Danny!
He's He's not here. Jack, I'm telling you, he's not here.
Yeah, well, I just want to see for myself, Paulie, all right?
Don't call me Paulie, all right? My name is Paul. Call me Paul. Where are you going? Stay out of there. That's Nikki's room. Jack, knock it off.
Daddy, what's going on? Daddy! Uncle Jack! What's going on?
It's okay, Sarah. Go back to sleep.
Daddy, are you okay?
Kurt. It's okay. It's okay. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
What happened?
What is this about, Paul? I told you I'm getting another lawyer.
Where's Danny?
It's got nothing to do with you. What happened to your face?
Your ex-husband dropped by looking for his son.
Sorry about that. Still has nothing to do with you.
You can't do this, Laurel.
Really? I seem to have done it.
It's a felony.
What are they gonna do, Paul? Put me in jail?
You're just handing the prosecution evidence about how reckless you are.
Let me worry about that.
Do you care what happens to you?
I care about my son. This man is no longer my lawyer. Can I go back to my cell?
You're wrong about that, Laurel. I'm still your lawyer. Until the judge gives you permission to remove me from the case, I'm your lawyer.
It's a trick, Your Honor.
What kind of trick?
They are stalling for time. She is going to ask for more time to prepare with a new lawyer.
Is that the case, Mrs. Vega?
I don't care. Do it whenever you want.
You support this petition, Mr. Madriani?
Come on, she's not gonna fire him. He's her brother-in-law.
Mr. Madriani?
This hearing was requested by my client, Your Honor. It was not my idea.
Please. They are not even good actors. I can see right through this. I don't know what is going on here, but I object.
That's enough, Miss Morgan. Mrs. Vega, this is a very serious step. You're going to have to convince this court that it makes sense for you to discharge your attorney at this stage. Can you tell us why you're dissatisfied with him?
I don't trust him. I have no confidence in him. Are those reasons enough?
Ever since Nikki died, I feel like I'm losing my grip, my grasp. It's not just a figure of speech. I mean, I reach out for something, and it's just not there anymore.
Like Nikki.
Like Nikki, like my nephew, Danny, disappeared. Like this case that's disappeared. Like my daughter finds me lying there. Knock it off. Can't even defend myself against a couple of adolescent punks without the FBI stuff.
I said knock it off. Just stop talking a second and listen to me. First of all, since you're into this self-pity thing, forgot to mention getting beaten up by a windbag like Jack Vega. I'll give you 12 seconds to contemplate how truly pathetic that is, and you get off this kick.
It's not a kick, Harry. It's not a kick. I feel like I'm falling apart.
Do you hold Sarah when she cries?
Of course I do.
All right, you're doing everything a father could do. And there were 3 of those punks. The only reason you got fired off the case is because your sister-in-law doesn't want to be helped. She doesn't want to be helped because she can't be helped.
Oh, come on,
Coulda what? You're a damn good lawyer. You found a potential witness when nobody else would have bothered. Well, that scared the hell out of her. What does that tell you?
I should have figured it out earlier. No. No, I'm telling you, there's something that we're missing here. You know? I don't know what it is, but the neighbors, the Merlots, they're not going to run away because they saw Laurel Vega standing there with a gun in her hand.
I say you were a good lawyer. You're a great lawyer, Paulie. You care about this woman. She doesn't even care about herself.
But that's another thing. Why doesn't she care about herself? I mean, she won't even let me help her. Why not?
Paul, it's Dana. Hi. I heard what happened in court today. Ouch! What'd she do? Punch you for good measure?
You had to run in with reality. Plus, he's turned the self-pity dial up full.
Oh, come on.
Well, I'm here to offer my condolences. Paul, it's better somebody else handles this. This is not a winnable thing.
I want to hear how screwed up I am. When I was handling the defense, I couldn't help thinking, what am I, crazy? She's guilty as hell, right? Now that I've been fired, I keep saying to myself, I got a pretty good case here.
Paul, you can't mean that.
Look what we got. We got a senator who's ratting out all of his crooked friends to the feds.
So? They send a hitman?
What, are you saying it couldn't happen?
All the time, Paul.
All right, without that, you got Melanie cheating her brains out. She gets pregnant. Only her husband has had a vasectomy.
Which gives you?
It gives you a motive for murder.
If he knew she was pregnant. We don't know that he did, do we?
He knew. We've been tapping his phone. When the doctor called to tell Melanie that her pregnancy test was positive, she was out. Jack took the call.
Excuse me, I need to talk to whoever's handling the Laurel Vega defense.
If you'll just have a seat, please.
Mr. Vega?
Yeah, right here.
Fred Travis. I'm handling the Laurel Vega defense. Listen, I've only got a minute. I've got to be in court on another matter. Why don't we walk?
Right.
So, what was it you wanted to talk to me about, Mr. Vega?
Madriani. My name is Paul Madriani.
But you're not the husband.
She doesn't have a husband. She's accused of murdering her ex-husband's second wife.
Right.
And I've got some information I think would be useful to the defense.
Listen, hold that thought. Steve, come here a second. This is Mr. Vega.
Madriani.
Madriani, sorry. He's got some information about that homicide thing. You want to do me a favor and take a statement from him? I've got to go. I'm sorry.
This shouldn't take very long. Which case was that again?
Laurel Vega.
How'd it go?
She's being defended by a guy who insisted I'm her husband.
It takes them a while to get up to speed.
Hey, do you know what they call people who have lawyers like that?
Convicts.
You got it. I'm gonna go talk to her again. Marcy Reed. Who the hell is Marcy Reed?
Beats me.
I'm sorry about the other day. Can you meet me at work, Marcy Reed? I don't know anybody named. Yes, I do. That girl at the post office, the little blonde. Going over there.
May I remind you your client doesn't want you pursuing it?
If I can remind you that I don't have a client. I'm sorry. Excuse me. This is an emergency. Excuse me. Pardon me. Pardon me just a second. Miss Reed?
Oh. Hi. I get off in half an hour.
Okay, I'll wait for you.
Bye. Hi.
Hi. I really appreciate this, Marcy.
Oh, I just didn't feel right blowing you off like that the other day.
Nah, forget about it.
And then I read in the paper, that lady you're defending, murder charge.
Yeah.
She's got a kid. He's like my brother's age.
You understand, I'm not really representing Mrs. Vega anymore.
Yeah, that's what it said in the paper. I just didn't know how else to call, and I'd really like to help that lady out if I can.
Me too. Why don't we move over here out of the way, okay?
I'll bring that for you tomorrow.
I would love to get to talk to Kathy Grogan. See, she and her husband, they lived right next door to the murder scene. Maybe they saw something. I mean, they left in kind of a hurry, didn't they?
Brother.
But she didn't tell you they were planning on going anywhere.
She didn't even clean out her office.
But you do know where she went,
Yeah, Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yeah. Well, she sent me a card.
Really?
Yeah. She's only here like, about a month, but we got kind of close. Doesn't have an address, though.
No.
That's too bad, isn't it?
Yeah, that still could be helpful, though. Do you mind if I keep this?
No.
Do you know if she had any family, anyone who might actually have an address?
I don't know.
What about her husband? You know where he worked, or anyone who might know him?
No. But there might be something in her office. Actually, you're probably not supposed to be here.
I don't want to get you into any trouble, you know?
No, I'll just tell them, like, you're a lawyer, and that's kind of like working for the government.
No, not quite.
In court, no? Yeah, sure it is. Sometimes it sticks.
Yeah, what we're looking for is like an address book, Rolodex, you know. Notes with phone numbers, names.
Was that right, what it said in the paper? That she fired you?
More or less.
Bummer.
Miss Reed, what exactly are you doing here? Who is this?
I'm an attorney, all right? I'm trying to get in touch with Kathy Merlo.
This is federal property.
I understand that. If you just let me talk to you for a minute.
I am asking you to leave now. And I want to see you in my office.
It's not her fault, all right? I told her it was going to be okay.
I wasn't
Marcy
talking to
Reed?
you. Yes?
Package for you.
Who are you? What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be back here either. Where exactly is our security? That man is not authorized to be back here. Will you?
I'm going to leave now, all right? I'll leave. Let's go out and talk about this, okay? I think maybe Kathy Merlo was a witness to a homicide. All I want to do is talk to her, and if she saw anything, maybe she could help me.
I got it. Thank you.
It's still too early to speculate. The number of dead has already been placed at 12, and a source within the fire department here says that number is certain to go a lot higher.
The only break we're getting is the walls are pretty thick. Otherwise, the whole thing would have come down.
Are you confirming it was a bomb, sir?
Get her the hell out of here.
Hold it. Let me check her pulse here. Yeah, it's rapid. She's in shock. Let's move her out.
Let me give you a hand, bud. Let me take a look at that. I'm fine. Thank you. People are really hurting her.
Hold on my calls.
What happened? Mr. Hines, could you please come down right away? Something's happened.
Paul, you in there? Come on, Paul, open up. It's open. What's going on? Grace said you were back. What have you been doing, rolling in the street? Holy. What happened?
There was a bomb. Didn't you hear it?
I heard sirens.
It's the post office.
Was it bad? People killed?
I guess so. I got the girl.
What girl?
The girl we went to see, the clerk. What was her name? Marcy Reed.
What about her?
Harry, it had to be. It had to be. It was in the package.
What was in the package? The bomb?
The bomb was in the package. I handed it to her.
Give me all the details. Don't leave anything out.
I went to see the girl, right? She got a postcard from Kathy Merlo. She's in Jamaica. There's no address on it. So we went to Kathy's office. We tried to find an address, a phone number, something. This mailman comes in, and he hands me a package.
For you?
No.
How did...
No, it wasn't for me. It was for her. It was for Marcy Reed, so I give it to her. The supervisor's there, and she says, who's he? What's he doing back here? Where does he work? You know, I figured something was weird. But...
Listen to me, Paulie. I don't know what's going on here, but that bomb was meant for Marcy Reed and for you.
Why?
I don't know why. Let's get you to a doctor.
Yeah, Dana Colby. It's Paul
That's a good
Macario.
idea. You get the feds in it. You
It's
get in it, you
important. I
stay
need
out.
to talk to her right now. Yeah. Listen, I need to talk to you right away. No, I don't want to see you there. Meet me in my place as soon as possible. Don't bring anybody with you. You understand? No agents, nobody. Okay. Bye.
Hi. What's the big... Paul, my God.
I got something to tell you. All right, but it's just between you and me. You got to keep your office out of it. Do you understand?
Paul, if it's
No,
something...
No, listen to me. I need your promise on this. All those people dead. A nice girl, a nice sweet girl, Marcy Reed. All she wanted to do was to help me.
I understand how you must feel.
Really? I wonder if you do.
You're right, I probably don't. What I also don't understand is what you want me to do.
I handled the package. All right. In fact, I gave it to her. Technicians, they do amazing things these days. They'll probably find my fingerprints. If they do, I wanted you to know what happened just in case.
What? Why? What are you going to do?
I'm going to Jamaica.
Oh, no.
I'm not asking your permission.
I know you're not. Paul, you touched a nerve. I don't know whose, neither do you. You don't fool around with people like this.
Did you hear what I just said? I handed this girl the bomb. I'm gonna turn my back on this and walk away.
You owe her something.
That's right.
You have an overdeveloped sense of obligation. At least Laurel Vega is family. You don't know what you're doing. You owe this girl nothing. You're gonna get yourself killed.
This girl died because she was trying to help me. I'm going to Jamaica.
Okay. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
All right, that's enough shirts, baby. What are you looking for?
Looking for a bathing suit?
Bathing suit. This is business trip. I'm looking for a witness.
Daddy, it's an island. There's ocean all around it.
Thank you very much. A bathing suit. Very good. All right, now come here. Here, come on. Let's sit down. That's a girl. Listen, sweetie, there's a lot of things been going on. A lot of changes. Are you okay with all this stuff?
Yes.
You sure?
I like having dinner with you better than Aisha.
Good.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm glad. Hey, give me one here. Thank you. Oh, that's what I want. That's what I want, babe.
Thank you for flying tropical.
Well, you might have a little trouble explaining this item on your expense account.
Thank you.
As far as I'm concerned, you're an informant with information relevant to the bombing of a federal facility. I'm just doing my duty here.
Welcome to Jamaica. Nice to see you folks again.
What the hell are you doing here?
Paul.
I thought we had a deal.
Paul! Look, do you really want to help us find Kathy Merleau, or do you just want to ease your conscience?
We'll use local agents, Mr. Madriani. They're very discreet.
All right, let's find her.
We checked out that postcard. It was posted from a village up in the hills. There's no one under the name of Kathy or George Merleau up there, but there was mail addressed to her held at the post office, which she picked up.
I think I remember what she looks like. Why don't I just go up there and look around?
Oh, she knows what you look like, too.
Exactly. When I say village, I'm talking about a dirt road, 4 buildings. She'd spot you a mile off.
All right. So what are you suggesting?
We'll use a local agent, someone who will blend in with the scenery. I don't know if she's expecting any more mail, but sooner or later she's going to be needing groceries. And when she's spotted...
Then you inform me, right?
She's your witness, Paul. We're not going to interfere.
Good. What do we do in the meantime?
You did bring your bathing suit, didn't you?
I am a born Jamaican, I'm a son of the star. I love the sea, I love the sunlight, I love the stars. Yeah, the man can be right home, Jamaica.
I had a client. We got involved. I guess it lasted about 6 months or so. I don't even know why I was doing it. Nearly wrecked my marriage. I had to really work hard trying to patch things up with Nikki.
This is different.
Of course it's different. It's not the same at all. Hey, I miss you too. I'm hoping just a couple of more days. I don't know. No, not yet. They think they know where she is. But look, if she can help, not long, right? I know, sir. Tell you what, why don't you sleep in my bed tonight? I'll call you later and I'll tuck you in, all right? Yeah. Good. I love you too, baby. Bye-bye. Hey, I'll meet you in the lobby.
Hey, 10 minutes. Run away.
Okay.
Well, I think I knew that. You are flexible. There's no way. It was great.
All right, I get it. You're her. You're Kathy Merlo.
What do you want with me?
My name is Madriani. I'm a lawyer.
I know who you are. Can't help you.
You saw what happened that night, didn't you? Huh?
I didn't.
Come on, lady. You just moved into the house. You've been running ever since. You know what happened.
I can't help you. I didn't see anything.
Marcy Reed is dead. That's right. That's right. She tried to help me. Somebody sent her a bomb, okay?
Go.
Marcy is dead. Another woman is going to go to prison for the rest of her life for something she didn't do. Come on, lady. What kind of a person are you anyway?
You've got no right at all.
Look out! Go, go, go! Get down the hill.
No, I can't.
Go on, I'll keep him up here. Go on, move now!
Was the door open?
Yes, Father, it was.
I really must get it fixed. There's not supposed to be anyone in here, really, but since you are interested, this structure, it was built in the early 18th century. It's the oldest one of its...
I don't know. It's been a couple of hours.
Hi.
Hey, what happened to you?
I was, looking at those pictures in the bar. I had an impulse to take a look around.
I'd rather you told me the truth, you know.
I had a hunch where I might find Kathy Merlo.
Well, you didn't find her, did you?
No.
I didn't think so, because we did.
Really? Hey. That's great.
No, it's not.
Keep that place secure. Don't let anyone touch anything. We'll do that. How's your stomach?
What happened?
Take a look. We just got here too late.
Where are the bodies?
The bodies aren't here. They'll probably wash up in a day or so.
You sure it's them?
We'll do a blood workup, but I wouldn't hold out any hope that they're alive if I were you.
I did see her today. Somebody took a shot at us, too.
Paul! Look, let's get out of here. Let's go home.
Yeah, let's go home. Just hear me out, Laurel.
Back on the case, Counselor?
Seems that way.
I take it you're back with us to stay, Mr. Medriani?
That's right, Your Honor.
Well, let's hope we don't have any more changes of heart. Now, what's this motion about the rug? You want it out?
No, Your Honor, not at all. I'm a little concerned about inferences.
His client was washing that rug in the bathroom of the motel where she was arrested. It comes from the bathroom where the murder took place. That rug speaks for itself.
A talking rug.
And what is your motion, Mr. Medriani?
Your Honor, there is no fiber evidence, there's no biological evidence, bloodstains or whatever, linking my client to this crime.
Of course there aren't. She washed the rug.
And you wish to argue that washing the rug infers the willful distraction of evidence?
Isn't it obvious?
That's an inference, Your Honor. A textbook inference. Thank you very much.
She drove to another state in the middle of the night, and she took laundry with her? I don't think so.
And there's another inference, thank you again. Your Honor, if this talking rug wishes to testify and speak for itself, I've got no problem with that. I just don't want the prosecution putting words in the rug's mouth.
Come again?
I don't want the prosecution inferring that evidence exists where it does not exist, Your Honor. This is a classic case of circular logic. We're assuming that Mrs. Vega was washing the rug because it had bloodstains. We're assuming that the rug had bloodstains because Mrs. Vega was washing it. All we've got here are assumptions. The prosecution is inferring that evidence, hard evidence, i.e. bloodstains, exist based solely on the fact that there are no bloodstains. Your Honor.
Ms. Morgan, I will permit you to introduce the rug into evidence. I just don't want to hear any inference about non-existent bloodstains.
You know I can't be seen with you.
Well, law of the jungle. When you're in court, counselor, that means the people who write my checks are trying to put your client away.
I thought we were all engaged in a search for justice.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe when we were in junior high school.
Listen, Clem, I need a favor.
Oh. How much trouble am I gonna get in?
No, that's nothing. I want you to run some prints. Entire set of gorgeous prints. Dried paint, piece of cake.
I'm sure the boys in the lab are really gonna appreciate the quality of this.
Well, we're gonna have to sell them something.
We're gonna have to buy him something. A fifth of scotch usually does the trick. Can I ask whose prints these are?
See, that's why I want you to run the prints, Clem, so you can tell me who they belong to, right? It's a lady, now deceased. That means dead.
All right, wise guy, let me out here. I'll walk back. My mother always told me never accept a ride from a lawyer.
Honey, I promised you you'd be the first person I'd tell. While I was in Jamaica, Dana Colby, you remember Dana from the U.S. Attorney's Office. Forget that she's from the U.S. Attorney's Office. This wasn't business. Well, she was there on business.
Are you going out with her?
Yeah, I am. Going out with her. Look, honey, I'm never gonna stop loving your mommy, all right? For the rest of my life. That's not gonna change, all right?
Hey, anybody home? I just...
Sarah.
Huh, great timing.
I'm sorry.
She okay?
She's asleep.
not what I asked.
What's your legs? She's 10 years old. And she's lost her mother, and she's scared to death she's gonna lose me.
You scared too?
Maybe a little. Look, I think about you all the time, Dan.
Good.
I feel like I'm starting to need you. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Why are you so hard on yourself? Things happen to us, Paul, whether we're ready for them or not, good and bad. This is one of the good things.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. I have a present for you.
Really? What could that be? That's him. That's the guy that delivered the bomb.
You're positive?
We got to know each other pretty well.
His name is Lyle Simmons, a.k.a. Frank Jordan, a.k.a. James Hayes, and so on and so on and so on. What he does for a living is precisely what you saw him doing.
The headman. Yeah, I figured that. Thing is, who hired him and why?
Paul, I have to tell you something. You have to be very judicious how you use this.
I am so judicious that Laurel says that I'm boring.
Well, we have an informant in Washington, the Bureau, that is, who claims that he saw Mr. Simmons, Jordan Hayes, having a very quiet meeting in a very quiet corner of a dingy restaurant with Senator Jack Vega.
Melanie gets pregnant, Jack finds out about it, and he hires this guy to kill her.
I think that's a reasonable inference.
And Kathy Merlo got a good look at him. She probably said something about it to Marcy Reed, so this guy kills Marcy Reed and 12 other people in the post office, and then he uses me to lead him to Kathy Merlo, and he kills her. God, what a mess. All right, I gotta talk to this informant, the guy that saw him together with Vega.
Well, now that's a problem. No one knows where he is.
What do you mean no one knows where he is? He just said he was on the payroll.
Oh, you know what these people are like. They're roaches. The lights come on, they disappear. I don't think he would make a very good witness anyway.
I have to talk to him. He's my whole case.
I know. Well, at least you know Laurel didn't do it. I mean, that should give you some moral support.
That ain't all I can get.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh, that's what you're here for? You're here for moral support?
All right, well, maybe moral isn't exactly the right word.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to go home and get some of my... What? Oh, she doesn't know I'm here.
She doesn't know you're still here. The school bus will be here in a minute. You all ready? I don't know how late I'll be in court, but Aisha will be here when you get home, all right?
Okay. I love you, Daddy.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Bye, Miss Colby.
Relax, Paul. It's only another trial.
It's a very serious-looking dress.
Severe, you mean? Touch of Mary, Queen of Scots. I thought it was appropriate.
Except they used to wear those big ruffle collars in those days.
Until they cut off their heads.
You will hear evidence that the defendant was involved in a very bitter custody battle with her ex-husband. And you will hear evidence that she blamed the deceased, Mr. Vega's second wife, for trying, as she put it, to steal her child. You will hear and see evidence that this woman, Laurel Vega, was so angry and bitter that she attacked Melanie Vega outside her lawyer's office just hours before Melanie Vega was killed. You will see, with your own eyes, evidence that the defendant went to the deceased's house on the night of the murder, a house in which she used to live, a house she knew her way around. They had a violent argument. And sometime later that night, the evidence will show Laurel Vega returned to that house where she shot and killed Melanie Vega and her unborn child.
Victim was lying on her back in the bathtub in the master bath, and there appeared to be a bullet wound in her forehead.
Was the tub filled?
Yes, ma'am.
And did there appear to be signs of a struggle?
There was a considerable amount of water splashed on the floor. There was a little shelf next to the tub full of cosmetics. Some of the bottles were knocked over.
Detective, did you conclude that there had been a struggle?
I didn't draw any conclusions. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Do you recognize any of those individuals, Detective Lama?
The woman in the door is the victim, Melanie Vega.
And the other woman?
The husband of the deceased informed me that that was his ex-wife, Laurel Vega.
The defendant?
The defendant.
Detective Lama, did you find any physical evidence on the scene that would implicate the defendant in this crime?
Well, there was a dead body, that tape. Mr. Vega told me that...
No. Not hearsay, Detective. Physical evidence. Fingerprints. Skin fragments, stuff like that. You know, evidence.
No.
You found no fingerprints?
That's correct.
But you immediately broadcast an all-points bulletin for my client. Isn't that correct?
As I explained...
Yes or no?
Yes.
And that bulletin listed her as armed and dangerous. Isn't that correct?
She had a gun.
Move to strike, Your Honor.
Detective, please confine your testimony to the facts you directly observed. The jury will disregard the witness's last statement.
Detective Lama, isn't it fair to say that you decided that Laurel Vega was the perpetrator of this crime within an hour of your arrival on the scene?
Yes, sir.
On what evidence? On the statement of her ex-husband?
The videotape that we just viewed.
In which she leaves the scene.
She broke the camera. Whether she left or stayed, I don't know.
But she was on the outside. We saw the door close.
She used to live in that house, Mr. Madriani. Very possible she could have had keys.
Could have had. Do you always broadcast APBs on the basis of could have hads?
Objection!
Is it fair to say, Detective Lama, that you relied very heavily on the statement of Jack Vega in making your assessment of the situation?
Well, he said there was animosity between the two women. In fact, there was a custody fight.
There were two parties to this fight, weren't there?
Beg your pardon?
Animosity. Animosity, that's your word, Detective. That cuts both ways, doesn't it? I mean, didn't it occur to you that Jack Vega might have his own reasons for wanting to implicate his ex-wife in the murder of Melanie Vega?
Your Honor, who is on trial here?
She has a point, Mr. Madriani. Where's this going?
I'm trying to establish a rush to judgment here, Your Honor. The police made up their minds without...
The police had plenty of reasons for wanting your client in custody, Mr. Madriani. Isn't that obvious?
I mean, all I'm trying to do is suggest that maybe the cops made a snap judgment. Okay, Laurel did it, end of investigation. No, that...
I believe son of a bitch is the word you're groping.
Thank you. That black robe son of a bitch not only won't let me get it in, he flat out tells the jury, no, it's not true. No, they had plenty of reasons.
What are you doing? The judge pisses in the stew pot, Paulie. You move on. You let it go.
Move on where? We're getting killed here. Never laid a glove on Lem.
Yeah, well, you probably should have left him alone. No cross.
Well, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out.
Paul. That's a good idea.
So it's all over the courthouse how I blew it.
Come on, let's get some dinner. It's the state's case. You don't win there, you win in your case.
Except I don't have a case. Unless you found that witness of yours.
Might be right.
Well, that's not going to keep Laurel out of the gas chamber, is it? We're going down the tubes, boys and girls. I don't feel like any dinner.
Damn it. There's nothing more I can do. It's all on those big shoulders.
It ain't gonna get any better either.
She appeared to be washing something in the bathroom sink.
Washing?
This sink was filled with water, detergent, and a bleach of some kind. There was a bulky object soaking there, and she was stirring it with a hairbrush.
Showing you states 32 for identification. Is this rug the object that was soaking in the sink, officer?
Yes, it is.
Did you find anything else of significance in the possession of the defendant?
A woman's compact.
Why was that of significance?
It was engraved. They weren't the defendant's initials.
What were the initials, Officer Deming?
MJV.
Showing you states 33 for identification. Is this the compact that was found in the possession of the defendant, Laurel Vega?
Yes, it is.
In the course of your investigation, did you have cause to discover to whom this compact belonged?
Melanie Vega.
No further questions. I'd like both objects received in evidence.
States 32, 33, so received. Your witness, Mr. Madriani.
No way he can hurt this guy. Officer, did Mrs. Vega resist in any way?
No, sir.
No further questions.
You've known the defendant how long?
10 years, since college.
She's one of your best friends. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, it would.
And you see her often?
We try to get together every few months.
Do you recall having lunch with her about 3 months ago? That would be in June.
You said I wouldn't have to.
Do you recall that lunch? You're under oath, Ms. Lang.
Yes, I do.
Did she talk about her marriage?
She wasn't married at the time.
About her divorce?
Yes.
Did she characterize it as a difficult divorce?
Because of the custody issue, yes.
She was upset about the possibility of losing custody of her son.
Wouldn't you be?
Yes, Ms. Lang, I would. Did she blame anyone in particular for this state of affairs?
Her husband. He was the one suing for custody.
Did she blame anyone else?
I think she was very upset. I don't think she knew what she was saying.
That isn't what I asked you.
She blamed his second wife. She said that Jack would never have gone after the boy if Melanie hadn't put him up to it.
Did she say anything else about Melanie Vega? Ms. Lang.
She said... She told me...
In her words, if you can.
She said she wanted to kill the bitch.
This is very painful for you, Miss Lang.
Yes, it is.
You consider Laurel Vega a friend?
Very much so.
And you're not here because you want to see her punished or anything like that. You're here because you're under subpoena. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
I just have one question, Miss Lang. When you heard Laurel make this statement about Melanie, that she felt like killing her, you didn't notify the police, did you?
Of course not.
Because you didn't consider it a genuine threat.
It wasn't a threat. It was just an expression.
That's all. Thank you very much.
If you had known then what you know now, that Melanie Vega would be murdered, would you have thought otherwise about notifying the police?
going badly, isn't it?
It always sounds bad when the state's making their case. It's their case.
Paul.
Yeah, it's going badly.
A single bullet wound to the head.
Was there any other evidence of trauma?
There was not.
There is no doubt in your mind that this bullet wound was the cause of death.
None whatsoever.
Doctor, did you find anything else of significance in your autopsy?
The deceased was approximately 5 months pregnant.
Doctor, I'd like to show you these photographs.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to be heard on that, Your Honor.
Approach the sidebar.
Well, it'll probably take more than a sidebar, hmm?
Certainly very disturbing, Miss Morgan.
Of course they are, Your Honor. It's a murder.
It's inflammatory and prejudicial, Your Honor. There's no reason for this collar.
I have to establish the elements of the crime.
He can testify that the baby was viable. You don't go showing a jury photographs of a dead fetus.
Miss Morgan?
That leaves Mr. Madriani in the position of questioning the doctor's opinion. He can bring in his own experts.
Come on. You've seen my witness list. There are no doctors on it.
We are entitled to establish the elements of the crime, Your Honor.
I'll stipulate to that.
Wait a minute.
I don't want the jury to see those photographs.
Your Honor, co-counsel and I would like a chance to talk this over. You can't stipulate to that, Paul.
If the jury gets a look at those photographs, they're gonna hate you, Laurel. They'll convict you in a heartbeat.
Why can't he stipulate? What does that mean?
It means that we concede the baby was viable. They don't have to prove it.
The baby's dead either way, Harry. Why does this matter?
If the baby isn't viable, it's not a murder. That leaves just Melanie's murder, which you can't be executed for.
They need special circumstances to go for capital punishment, Laurel. Multiple murder is a special circumstance. If we stipulate that the baby was viable, we're conceding that whoever killed Melanie was guilty of multiple murder. That's a capital offense.
That means there's no room to wiggle on appeal. If you're convicted,
I could go to the gas chamber.
I'd say so.
I thought, I thought I might go to jail. I didn't think,
Now listen to me. If the jury gets a look at those photographs, you don't stand a chance of being acquitted.
But if we stipulate, we might win, is that what you're saying?
At least you got a chance.
But if you lose...
I know. So it's all or nothing. What would you do, Paul?
If there was the slightest chance I could go home to my kid, I'd take the risk.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I knew the participants. Mr. Madriani has business in my building fairly regularly, and Mrs. Vega was...
The defendant?
That's right. She was a client. She was coming in regularly. Pretty often, anyway.
On the day in question, could you please tell the jury exactly what happened?
It was late in the afternoon, and Senator Vega came downstairs with his wife. A little later, Mr. Madriani and the defendant came downstairs, and then Senator Vega indicated that he wanted to talk to Mr. Madriani. And then the next thing I saw was the defendant over there, Laurel Vega. She's rushing across towards them, and she swings her pocketbook, and it just misses catching Melanie Vega across the head.
Do you have a surveillance system in your building?
Yes, there's a camera in the lobby.
I ask you to direct your attention to the monitor over there. Roll the tape, please. Would you turn off the tape, please? Does that tape fairly and accurately depict the incident you just described?
Yes, it does.
No more questions.
Don't bother with him, Paul. The tape speaks for itself.
won't keep you long. Fred, the technician could roll the tape, please.
Just be a moment, sir, till I rewind it.
No, don't rewind it. Just play it from there.
Objection. Exceeds the scope of direct.
Your Honor, why would the prosecution not want the jury to see the rest of the tape?
You did introduce the tape, Ms. Morgan. If the tape is ready, you can roll it, please.
What's happening here?
There's some shoving and some name calling.
What are you doing now?
I'm picking up some of the stuff that fell.
Would you freeze it there, please? What's that in your hand, Fred?
It looks like a lady's makeup thing. It was a compact.
Compact. Looks like a compact. This compact?
They look pretty much the same.
Yeah. Come on, Fred. They look identical, don't they?
Yeah.
Roll the tape. Wow, look at that. Hey, Fred, if I'm not mistaken, you just put this compact, Melanie Vega's compact, State's Exhibit number 33, into Laurel Vega's handbag. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I guess I did.
I guess you did. Thanks very much. You've clarified some things for us. No more questions?
Court's adjourned till 2 o'clock this afternoon.
All rise. Court is adjourned.
You just proved that your client didn't kill Melanie Vega for her compact. Congratulations.
She's right.
Yeah, I know. Sure felt good to score some points.
Yeah, but we didn't change the score.
Paul, that was good. That was so good.
Listen, we gotta talk.
Okay, yeah, I know it's not the biggest thing in the world, but maybe the momentum is changing. All right, talk.
I want to go see Carla Morgan about a plea.
What?
Look, the compact, it's just not that important, understand? What I can do now is I can pound on the jury. The state is trying to pull a fast one here. Ladies and gentlemen, they had the whole tape, but they didn't want you to see it. Well, why not? Look, Carla knows all I need is one juror, just one. Looking funny at her. I'm telling you, she's just my deal.
You want to just give up?
Look, I wouldn't call keeping you out of the gas chamber giving up.
I thought we agreed, all or nothing.
That was when I thought we could win. Look, listen to me, Laurel. We're getting our asses handed to us here. It's great to be brave, but I don't want to see you die. I don't want to see you die for it.
No. I can't do that. I don't care what happens. I can't do it. I can't.
We can't talk about the trial, Paul. Not the trial. We're not trying this thing in the press. Excuse me. Excuse me.
What about the post office bombing, Mr. Madriani?
What about the post office bombing?
Channel 21 is running a story that your fingerprints were found on the wrapping of the package that contained the post office bomb. Can we have a comment on that, Mr. Madriani?
My first question is directed to you, Ms. Morgan. I am greatly concerned about the source of this leak. Obviously, it comes from law enforcement. Detective Lama is the investigating officer in this case. Is that right?
Yes, he is.
Then get him in here.
He is right outside. Detective Lama?
Detective Lama, are you aware of a news story appearing this afternoon about Mr. Madriani?
Of course I am, Your Honor.
Is there any truth to it? Is Mr. Madriani a suspect in the bombing?
Feds are heading up this investigation, Your Honor.
I can't say that he's been classified as suspect at this time, but I do know he hasn't been ruled out.
Do you know the source of the news story?
No, sir.
Find out. I will not take lightly law enforcement officers interfering in the business of this court.
Yes, sir. I'll look into it.
Now, Mr. Madriani, I don't see how I can have you trying a case in my court when you're a suspect in one of the most heinous crimes in this city in the past half-century.
There are no charges against me, Your Honor. I'm sure there never will be.
I'm not going to quibble with you on constitutional grounds, Mr. Madriani. You know perfectly well I can't remove you from trial because of unsubstantiated allegations, but I can and will remove you if I'm convinced it's in the best interests of your client.
Well, I don't think my client wants me to quit, Your Honor.
Well, perhaps she hasn't considered the impact of this story. People on that jury lost friends in the bombing.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm sure she's aware of that, but I'll be glad to remind her if you like.
You're making this very hard for me, Mr. Madriani. I'm not going to be bound by her decision and then leave myself open to reversal on appeal. I'm ordering the jury be immediately sequestered overnight so that they don't hear the story. I'll give you my decision in the morning.
I don't want a mistrial, Your Honor. I think we're close to a conviction.
I don't want a mistrial either, Miss Morgan. If I remove you from the case, Mr. Madriani, I would like to know whether Mr. Hines is prepared to proceed with the trial. You evaluate the situation overnight and let me know in the morning, Mr. Hines.
I don't need till morning, Your Honor. Ms. Vega's getting the best counsel she can get right now. I wouldn't be prepared to replace Mr. Madriani tomorrow morning. Or any morning.
That weasel rat bastard's been trying to screw me for years.
Judge?
No, Jimmy Lama.
I still don't understand. I mean, why would he do that to you? What exactly happened?
Well, about 5 years ago, he planted some evidence on a client of mine. I won the case, and then I went after him.
Oh, and he didn't like that.
No, I guess he didn't like it. He just made it back to detective last year.
I don't understand.
Well,
How does such a sweet man attract so many enemies?
oh, I guess I just have a talent for it.
Yes.
You are so beautiful. What?
It's Clem. What the hell are you trying to pull, you stupid son of a bitch?
What are you talking about? What's going on?
I'm not talking on the phone. Meet me in half an hour in the alley beside the diner.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Going out.
Hi, sailor. All right. What's the big problem?
Those damn prints you gave me set off so many bells and whistles I've been answering questions all day. Everyone from Internal Affairs to Secret Service.
Why, who was she?
Well, her name isn't Merle, but that doesn't matter. 8 years ago, she was involved in a money laundering scheme. She agreed to cooperate. She went witness protection.
See, that makes sense. That's why she took off the night of the killing. She didn't want to have to talk to any of the local cops.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Slow down. This lady's dead.
I know she's dead. I told you she's dead. The same guy that planted the bomb in the post office killed her in Jamaica a week ago.
She's deader than that, amigo. She died 6 years ago.
What are you talking about? I saw her last week. I talked to her.
Is that right? Kathy Merlo and her husband died in a car wreck in New Jersey 6 years ago. Now, what the hell are you trying to pull?
Madriani,
The public has a right to know.
Come on, guys. Let me
Are
through.
you
Come
the
on. Let me through.
Sir,
I got nothing to say, all right? No comment.
how do you explain
I've given this matter a great deal of thought, with a view toward balancing the interests of all parties, the state as well as the defendant. It doesn't seem possible for this trial to continue with Mr. Madriani as defense counsel without unduly prejudicing the rights of the defendant. Accordingly, I am removing you from the trial. I make this ruling with no opinion as to the merits of the charges.
What charges? There are no charges.
Allegations. I'm also ordering that the trial proceed. If Mr. Hines requires a brief recess, you can have one. If you still feel you can't do that, sir, other counsel will be found. Mrs. Vega will remain in custody until it is.
You gotta do it, Harry. We got no choice.
Yes, I specifically said I didn't. She's here now. Send her in. Appreciate you stopping by, Miss Colby. What's your connection with this matter? Miss Colby's with the U.S. Attorney's Office.
I'm well aware of that. My office, in conjunction with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, is also handling the investigation of the bombing of the U.S. Post Office on Duane Street. As a friend of the court, I'm here to offer whatever information my office can provide.
Well, I don't think we need any additional...
Miss Colby, am I a suspect in that investigation?
Not in the least. Mr. Madriani was injured in the blast. He is not now, nor has he ever been considered a suspect.
Well, thank you for that information, Ms. Colby. As I said, my ruling was not based largely or even in any significant part on whether you are or are not a suspect.
Your Honor, the Bureau has also been able to ascertain since the story broke yesterday that the leak did not come from our shop. The television people confirmed this. The source was on the city side.
And if I could point out, Your Honor, obviously the police are very involved in the prosecution of my client. For them to take any action that would, in effect, prevent her from having the counsel of her choice.
You're quite right, Mr. Madriani. For the time being, I will permit you to remain on the case. Detective, I'd like to see the ranking city officer of the bombing investigation in my chambers during the noon recess.
Oh, that won't be necessary, Your Honor. He's here right now.
The rest of you are excused. You just remain behind, Detective.
Now, you listen to me. I don't care what happens in there. I don't care what he says. You're going to keep quiet. You're not going to call him a liar. And you're not going to call him a bastard. Do you understand?
No, I don't think hate is too strong a word. Laurel hated her.
Objection.
The rules of evidence don't allow you to characterize other people's feelings, Senator. Just confine yourself to the facts.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll try.
But you did see behavior that you interpreted as animosity, didn't you?
I certainly did.
Confining yourself to the facts, can you give us an example?
Well, for one thing, Laurel hit her. The defense attorney was present. Ask him.
Was that unusual behavior for your ex-wife?
No, not at all. She was always jealous and angry. She couldn't deal with younger women.
Maybe if you hadn't screwed so many of them.
Mr. Madriani, am I going to have to gag your client, or are you going to explain the rules to her?
It won't happen again, Your Honor.
Please proceed, Ms. Morgan.
Let's move on to something else, Senator. Do you recall the night your wife told you that she was pregnant?
I certainly do. It was a Friday night. Melanie had made a very nice dinner, and we turned off the phones, as we often did when we wanted to be alone. And after dinner, she told me.
And this news made you happy?
Oh, yes. I wanted a family with Melanie very much.
That's all I have, Senator. Thank you. Your witness, Mr. Madriani?
Very nice indeed.
Your Honor, would you instruct counsel not to address me off the record?
Your Honor, I was simply congratulating the prosecution on a first-class performance.
And I'm sure she appreciates your professional opinion. If you'll kindly address yourself to the witness.
Of course. Mr. Vega, Senator. You mind if I call you Jack? I should point out to the jury that Jack and I used to be related. Isn't that true?
Yes, that is true. Paulie was my ex-wife's brother-in-law.
Indeed. Jack, I'm going to mention a name. I want you to tell the court if you know who this individual is. Dr. Winston Butler.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, very well, maybe I could help you by pointing out that Dr. Butler was your wife Melanie's gynecologist.
Yes, right.
Jack, on July 11th, did Dr. Butler call your home?
He may have. I don't recall.
Really? Well, that surprises me, Jack, because he had very big news. He was calling to tell your wife the results of her pregnancy test, but she wasn't home, so he told you, Jack, didn't he? Jack? Come on now. Do I have to bring the doctor down here and put him on the stand?
No. Yes, I believe he did call.
So Dr. Butler told you that your wife, Melanie, was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, it is.
So that sweet little story you told us about having dinner, about having the phones turned off, that wasn't true, was it?
No, we had dinner, and then after dinner...
But that's not when you found out that your wife was pregnant.
No, I guess not.
But you were still happy about it, weren't you, Jack? I mean, that part of your statement is still true, isn't it?
Objection.
Were you happy when you found out that your wife, Melanie, was pregnant?
Yes.
So this was a planned pregnancy. You wanted to have children, right?
Very much.
Let's play the name game, Jack. Dr. Charles Elliott. Ring any bells?
Oh, wait a minute. Your Honor, isn't there some kind of confidentiality thing here? I mean, doctors' records aren't just allowed to be introduced.
He hasn't introduced any records.
Dr. Charles Elliott, Jack.
Yes, I know.
Would you speak a little louder?
Yes, I know him.
In fact, Dr. Elliott is a surgeon. And he operated on you 12 years ago. Would you tell the court, please, what procedure Dr. Elliott performed on you?
If you don't recall, just say so.
A vasectomy. He did a vasectomy. Is that what you want to know?
Oh, I knew it already, Jack. I just wanted you to tell them.
Merry Christmas.
Well, let's see if we can straighten this out. Isn't it a fact, Jack? You didn't discuss this pregnancy at all with your wife, did you?
No, we talked about it right after dinner.
In fact, she kept this pregnancy a secret. She went to her death believing you didn't know anything about it. She kept it from you because obviously she had had an affair with another man.
It's not true.
Your wife, Melanie, had taken a lover and you found out about it.
That is not true.
Who was it, Jack? Who got Melanie pregnant? Didn't you just want to kill him? Huh, Jack? Come on, tell us. Tell us who it was.
Enough! Enough about the baby.
Perhaps this might be a good time to take a recess.
Your Honor, please. I have just a few more questions for this witness.
Would you like a recess, Senator?
I want to get this over with.
You've been a senator for how long now, Jack?
2 terms, 12 years.
You running for re-election?
No, I'm retiring.
Retiring? Isn't it true, Senator, that you're cooperating with a federal investigation into corruption in the government?
Where did you get that? What the hell are you talking about?
Isn't it a fact, Senator, that you've already pled guilty to 5 counts of corruption? You've made a deal with federal prosecutors?
There was an
that they're holding
arrangement.
off
Order.
arresting you.
There was an
See,
arrangement.
That was sealed! There was an arrangement!
How much you
There was an
order?
arrangement here! The hell do you think you're screwing around with?
Silence! Silence!
You know what they used to say in law school?
Would it be any day the state's star witness gets indicted is a good day for the defense? Exactly. Still got to deal with the fact that she went over there and she attacked Melanie and she ran off to Reno. We haven't won anything yet.
Oh, come on, I can hear the fat lady practicing her scale.
Doctor, can you tell us if DNA tests were performed on the deceased unborn child of Melanie Vega?
Yes, they were.
What's this all about?
And did you, at my request, take a blood sample from Senator Jack Vega and perform DNA tests on that?
Yes, I did.
And what were your findings, Doctor?
The genetic makeup of the baby is absolutely consistent with Jack Vega being the father.
But Doctor, are you aware of medical records indicating that Senator Vega some years ago had a vasectomy?
Yes, I am.
And this in no way leads you to amend or qualify your testimony?
No, it does not. It's widely reported in the literature that a small but statistically significant number of men are quite capable of fathering children after vasectomies.
No further questions.
Your witness, Mr. Madriani. Mr. Madriani, any recross?
No questions.
Any more witnesses, Ms. Morgan?
The state rests, Your Honor.
All right, we'll adjourn for the day. We'll begin the case for the defense tomorrow when we reconvene at 2 p.m. This court's adjourned.
Paul.
We're finished. That was our whole case. She wiped us out. Look, maybe there's something. Yeah, Harry, there's something, all right. Excuse me. I gotta talk to you.
I don't know, we have anything to talk about?
We want a plea. Second degree on both counts.
You're joking, aren't you?
Come on, Carla. Now look, you know Laurel Vega is not a cold-blooded killer. Now, let's just stop this thing before it's too late.
I don't make those decisions.
Look, it's over, okay? You win. Now let her plead. At least we save her life.
You should have thought of that before you stipulated to multiple murder, Paul.
That's the point. See, that was my decision, but we're talking about her life.
I was under the impression she wasn't interested in a plea.
I'll talk her into it. She was Nikki's sister. I can't let her die because I screwed this thing up.
You're panicking, Paul. You were so triumphant yesterday. This really doesn't become you.
Daddy? Daddy?
Hey, Button, you ready for bed?
What's wrong, Daddy?
Nothing's wrong. I'll come tuck you in, all right?
All right. But remember what you told me.
What did I tell you?
It's okay to cry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're almost there. A reasonable doubt and a motive for Jack. She blew us out of the water. We got nothing.
All he said was consistent with. It doesn't mean...
It does. Child is consistent with the husband. It's the husband's child. We got no jealousy. We got no affair for Melanie. Everybody's feeling sorry for Jack, and I kind of yesterday.
Does that mean we've lost?
There's one other thing I can try. I don't know if it'll work.
Paul, did you want to see me?
Yeah, I'd love to have you in court today. I could use all the support I could get.
Sure.
Defense calls Assistant U.S. Attorney Dana Colby.
What's this all about? What you gonna say?
I have no idea.
Don't do this, Paul.
Miss Colby, please tell the court your whereabouts the night that Melanie Vega was murdered.
At what time?
An hour after the killing.
I was outside the Vega house.
In fact, you and I saw each other out there, did we not?
Yes, we did.
You said that you lived in the area, that you'd heard the police sirens, you just dropped by. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's what I said.
But that wasn't the real reason you were there, Miss Colby, was it? Was it? May I remind you that you're an officer of the court, and you're under oath.
No, that's not why I was there.
Your Honor, I don't see the relevance of why Miss Colby was there or why she wasn't.
Your Honor, if I could have a few minutes, I will make it clear.
Very few, Mr. Madriani.
Miss Colby, when I saw you outside the Vega house, you were talking to some people, were you not?
Yes, I was. Kathy and George Merlo.
And who are George and Kathy Merlo?
They were neighbors of the Vegas.
Are those their real names?
Your Honor.
Answer the question, Miss Colby.
No, those are not their real names. Kathy Merlo is a protected witness.
Miss Colby, why would you go out so late in the evening to visit a protected federal witness?
We had reason to believe that some government files had been compromised. Records of the relocations of a number of protected witnesses had fallen into the wrong hands. Efforts were underway to relocate the witnesses. No one had gotten around to the Merlos yet.
Miss Colby, it was the middle of the night. You were dressed informally. Please tell this court right now why you went to the Merlo home that night in such an urgent state.
Someone at the Bureau had monitored a police call for a homicide at 63 Elm Drive. My superior called me, knowing I lived in the neighborhood. I was told to get over there at once.
But the Merlos didn't live at 63, did they? They lived at 61.
The address in their file was incorrect. A clerical error. We suspected that the hit was intended for Kathy Merlo.
So the federal government suspected that the murder of Melanie Vega was a mistake. A mistake based on a clerical error. The real target of the killer was Kathy Merlo. Is that your testimony, Miss Colby?
Yes.
Miss Colby, while I was looking for the Merlos, you accompanied me to Jamaica, did you not?
Yes, I did.
And what did we find there?
They were dead.
Really? Official records for the state of New Jersey. Would you please tell the court what it says?
It purports to be a record of the death of Linda and William Greenlaw in 1988.
And who are William and Linda Greenlaw?
There were other aliases of George and Kathy Merlo.
So they didn't die in 1988, did they?
No.
Miss Colby, are they dead now?
No.
Your Honor, the federal government has deliberately and knowingly concealed from the defense in this case and from this court evidence and witnesses that could prove the innocence of my client, Laurel Vega. They even went so far to stage a phony bloodbath, trying to convince me that the witnesses were dead. It was pointless to try to find them. In the light of such blatant government misconduct, I move for a mistrial and a directed verdict of acquittal.
Given the circumstances that have come to the court's attention, a level of government interference with the criminal justice system virtually unprecedented in the experience of this court, I have no choice but to declare the defendant acquitted as a matter of law. The jury is dismissed with the thanks of the court. Ms. Colby, I can assure you, you will be appearing before me in an appropriate forum to discuss these activities you describe. Mrs. Vega, you're free to go. This court is adjourned.
Paul,
Save it.
I would like to talk to you. Listen to me. I lied, okay? Okay, I lied to you. What happened between you and me in Jamaica was not a lie.
Of course it was a lie.
No, it wasn't, and you know it wasn't.
I don't know it. You didn't want me talking to your precious witness. You came along for the ride so you keep track of what I was doing.
It's true.
When I found her, you staged that little death scene so you could send me home. But you knew I had Clem checking on her prints, didn't you?
I knew that.
Yeah, so you arranged for that mysterious informant who saw Jack Vega meeting with a hitman. I guess if it came down to it, you'd produce him in court. He'd testified, huh?
I don't know what we would have done. I wanted to help you.
Jack didn't meet any hitman, and he didn't kill his wife. But you would have framed him for murder. Just so you could keep your little secret. Huh?
Choices, Paul. That's what we do. I make choices. Sometimes this is an important job, and I am good at it.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't like the way we operate, but that has nothing to do with what happened between you and me.
It's got everything to do with us.
Do you have any idea what just happened to me in there? I hurt you. And you hurt me. But don't...
What?
Paul, I want us. Please don't.
You don't understand, do you?
Can't we start over? Let's just
You
put
really
it
don't.
behind
You don't
us.
understand
We-
this, do you? You know, I never thought I could love anybody again after Nikki. But I'm in love with you, Dana. God help me. I just don't like you very much. If you'll excuse me, I'm meeting some friends.
Paul, God.
So, when did you figure all this out?
Well, of course, I didn't know about the mix-up in addresses until she mentioned it on the stand. But when Clem told me that those people had died in 1988, I figured, hey, if the feds could fake their deaths once, why not twice?
I think it's awesome that after all that, it turns out it's just a hitman who had nothing to do with Mom.
If that's what it was. Listen, I understand they have a cannoli here that is perhaps the 8th wonder of the world, maybe even the 7th. I think we should try it. What do you think?
Deal me in.
Daddy, I've eaten so much already.
I bet you could get one more bite down inside there, especially if it's cannoli. What do you think? Come on, try it. One piece. Waiter.
Daddy, can I ride home on Danny's bike?
You got an extra helmet?
Yep, sure do.
All right, be careful, okay?
Okay.
Paul,
Mm-hmm.
I can't thank you enough for everything.
Wait till you get my bill.
Yeah, in the first place, I'm never gonna get a bill. In the second place, it would never be enough. I owe you big time.
Why don't you just give me a hug? Okay, wait here. I'll get the car.
All right.
Danny, don't! Danny, come back! Danny? No. We'll
Stay
go to
here.
help.
Stay
Come on.
here.
Come. Oh my God. Sarah, honey, stay back here. Danny! Come on, come on.
Paul? Uncle Paul?
Daddy, get out of here! Get out of here now! Daddy!
I got your nephew here, Madriani. Get on your knees. You want to come out or you want to watch me kill him here?
Leave him alone! He's just a kid. Look, he can't hurt you, Simmons. I'm the one that you want. Now, come on!
You're not in much of a bargaining position.
I'm coming out! I'm coming out. Just leave him alone, all right?
I'll count to 3. 1.
Leave him alone!
2. 3.
Danny? Danny? Danny?
I was just getting my bike started and I heard this shot. I thought maybe a mugger. I went to see if Uncle Paul was okay.
I tried to stop him, but then Sarah was coming too, and when I turned to her, Danny ran in. So I took Sarah to the restaurant to get help, and when I came out, the van was there. The gun was on the front seat, so I took it.
His name is Lyle Simmons. One of his names, anyway. He's got a record. He was responsible for the post office bombing. He tried to kill me in Jamaica last week. I think if you run a ballistics test on the gun that Mrs. Vega found in his van, you'll find it was the same gun that was used to kill Melanie Vega.
Eventually, you're just gonna have to come down and spell all this out. You're going way too fast for me.
Sweetie, why don't you go in with Danny for a minute? I want to talk to you right now.
I love seeing them together again, like brother and sister.
That's what Nikki always used to say.
Paul, how did you know that the gun that I got out of the van was the one that he used to kill Melanie?
Because you didn't get the gun out of the van. The kids that Danny got into trouble with, they paid me a little visit. They said that Danny had something of theirs.
Hey, mister, tell Danny Vega to come out.
He's not here.
He's got some of mine, and I want it back.
There's a gun, of course. They lent Danny the gun. And they wanted it back.
You're guessing, Paul.
No. Not anymore, no. No, Danny killed Melanie. I kept asking myself, if Laurel didn't do it, why doesn't just tell us where she was and what she was doing? But you couldn't, could you? Hmm? No. You refused to defend yourself because if you came up with an alibi, the cops would have to go looking for somebody else, and they would have found Danny. Right? Isn't that right?
Yeah. That's right. Don't you want to know why, Paul? Why he killed her? Danny.
Make love to me, Danny.
I don't know. I don't know if he was angry at his father or he thought it was just some kind of big conquest. But he got confused and guilty and he wanted it to stop. Only she wouldn't let him. He got the gun because he wanted to kill himself. He took it over to the house that night.
Danny?
She called out to him. He told her that he wanted her to leave him alone.
Danny.
Danny, what do you do with the gun? No, Danny. Give me the gun. No, Danny.
I want you to see
No, just give
this.
me- No, you've got. No! Give me the gun!
If it was an accident, why did he take the rug?
He had to. His footprints were all over it in the blood. When did you know?
There was only one person in the world who would be DNA consistent with Jack Vega. That was his son, Danny. Now listen, you gotta understand how severely damaged Danny has to be about all
Of course I understand that, Paul. The question is, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do what I think is best for Danny, okay? I just haven't decided what that is yet. So I'm gonna take my kid home, I'm gonna get a good night's sleep, and then I'm gonna do some serious thinking. What you did was very brave, Laurel. It was very unselfish. But that doesn't mean it was the right thing to do. Not for you, and not for your son, Danny. You ought to do some serious thinking about it yourself.
Yeah. I have thought about it, Paul. I've had plenty of time to think about it. I know that Danny is suffering. He's gonna have to carry this with him for the rest of his life. He needs us, Paul. He needs his family.
Daddy! Daddy, look what Danny gave me. Aren't they awesome? Danny is so cool.
You're right, baby. He is cool. And he's family, and we love him. We'll take care of him. I promise we'll take care of him.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Good night. Good night, sweetie.
Good night.
I'll put them on. Let's see what they look like. Wow.
Like,
Look at your seatbelt. Let's go home.